This is WWE Hall of Famer Tito Santana, and you are listening to WNS Podcast. Arriba!
You're listening to the official Wrestling News Source podcast. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com or find us on Facebook by searching WrestlingNewsSource.com or WNS Podcast. You can also find us on YouTube, Twitter, Stitcher, and iTunes by searching Wrestling News Source Podcast or WNS Podcast. Now, being broadcast in over 30 different countries, here are your hosts, Daniel Herron, Tyler Abear, and Doug.
That's right. What's up, everyone? I am Daniel Herron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we welcome you to episode 144 of the official podcast for WrestlingNewsSource.com. For all of your information, go to WrestlingNewsSource.com. Check us out on Facebook, WrestlingNewsSource.com. You can find us on Facebook, WNS Podcast, on YouTube, WNS Video, and on iTunes, Wrestling News Source Podcast.
Book a good hotel. Go to booking.com.
We're not even sponsored by them. We're giving them free plugs.
If you want to follow us on Twitter is at WNS Podcast for the main site, WN Source.
We're also on Stitcher.
Wonderful word.
Yeah, so go check us out over there, please.
Yeah, search for us, Wrestling News Source Podcast on that one as well. So welcome to the show. Got a lot to talk about. Going to cover Battleground, Raw. Got some hot topics, Q&A, and feedback, and all kinds of stuff. But I want to start the show off because I'm really excited, really pumped. We have booked our hotel for WrestleMania.
It's down.
It's one thing down, a few more to go.
Yeah, non-refundable.
Yeah, non-refundable. So even if we don't get tickets to WrestleMania, we're still gonna go.
Yeah,
we're gonna have some fun, and we're gonna go see all the indie shows that are.
We'll get tickets that aren't even on sale yet.
Do what?
We're getting tickets to those regardless. We're getting tickets to all this stuff.
Oh, dude, it's gonna be awesome. All the big indie stuff.
I have full faith in you.
WrestleMania 2.
Oh, what do you mean you have faith in me?
I have faith in you that we're gonna get those tickets.
Oh yeah, we'll handle it. Nothing's on sale though, is what I'm saying.
At the moment.
Yeah.
But when they do, we're gonna be in line for that one.
Hell yeah.
So if you're planning on going to WrestleMania, definitely let us know. And we'll try and schedule a meetup, or you can go with us to some of the indie shows.
When stuff gets closer, we'll tell you where we're going.
Yeah, we'll plan something. And speaking of not planned, Tyler and I are wearing the same shirt today. Our podcast shirts. Very cool.
The same color.
You guys haven't worn them in a while either.
Yeah.
You guys haven't worn them in a while either.
I haven't worn the black one in a while.
I wore them to wrestling events. So, yeah, it has been a while. And
I've worn the red one more often lately than the black.
Maroon, sir.
My bad.
Get your colors right.
I'm color blind.
You're not colorblind.
Oh, sorry.
So, anyways, so yeah, if you're planning on going to WrestleMania, let us know, and we can.
We say the first phase is down.
Yes, phase 1 is complete, booking the hotel. Phase 2 will be getting the tickets. Phase 3 will be getting money for souvenirs and food and whatnot. Phase 4 will be picking up Ben. That's a pass or fail I'm okay with. So.
Hey Ben, you need to talk to us about some stuff about
stuff.
Yeah, get in touch with us about.
Holler at us.
Some things and some stuff, man.
We need to talk to you.
Yes. So there you go. So welcome to the show. Like I said, got a lot to talk about. We're going to kick things off with some feedback that we got. I had quite some interesting things to talk about over the last week. First one coming to us from YouTube, from Static Ben, talking about the Paul Heyman proposal.
Is he fake Ben?
It might be.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's Static Ben.
Okay.
So I'm not sure. But Static Ben says, I think they played the proposal for laughs, as they know the crowd will never hate on Heyman. I'm sure they wanted to use it for heat, but Heyman didn't want to, so they made it OTT, which I'm thinking is over the top. Instead, though you may have a point. So,
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, thanks for weighing in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still of the mind that I think that the intention was to play it for heat, and I think personally, my personal opinion is it would be wrong to play it for heat.
Okay.
I will entertain anyone's opinion that they think the intention was not to be played for heat. I can entertain anyone's opinion of that. The only issue I would have with anyone would be if they said, yes, I agree that it was played for heat, but I don't think that that's wrong. That's where my issue would come with it. But if you're of the opinion it was not played for heat, that's fine. I think that may be a little naive, but I think you're welcome to that opinion.
Okay. So there you go. So thank you very much for weighing in. It's always nice to hear back from our fans as far as serious discussions like that.
I don't think we've ever heard from a Static Ben before.
I don't believe so.
Yeah,
so,
cool. Thank you for listening.
Thanks,
we appreciate you checking it out, and we appreciate your feedback.
Definitely. The next bit of feedback that we have is in regards to the question that Thomas left for us last week in regards to the what 3 items would you have from TV, video games, or movies. I kind of want to say
a few people.
Yeah, we got quite a bit of feedback. I think we'll save this one for last, but we'll do the first one. Jonathan Red Robin.
Yum.
Saying I'd pick the Infinity Gauntlet as well as Batman's utility belt and the Eye of Agamotto. I don't know what that is.
Doctor Strange, son.
Okay, see, I'm not that big into comics, but there you go. Those are his 3 items. What are your thoughts on that one, Doug?
That's cool. Yeah.
Yeah. The next one is from our good friend John David Guerra, saying I would choose the Infinity Gauntlet, Ghost Rider's bike, and the Dark Halt amulet.
I'll choose the bike as long as I can ride the bike and it doesn't burn me.
Yeah.
You have to have a flaming skull, though.
Oh, I don't have one.
So, since he doesn't have a certain thing, that brings us into our third feedback from Noah.
That's so not cool.
Saying, why are you choosing me? Referring to Doug. Why are you choosing me? I will not be wearing a gold bikini. And I actually did spark up a conversation with that. I actually did spark up a conversation with that girl. Ended up talking about Walking Dead and True Blood. I myself would go with the Green Lantern ring, Green Lantern battery, so I can power the ring, which I see that Tyler didn't really think about that. What's the point of having the ring when you just have a 24-hour charge?
I wanted to take it for a 24-hour joyride. That was it.
In my garbage truck. truck. With what's the point of having a ring with a 24-hour charge with no ability to charge after that? I also liked your correction with the Thor hammer, Mjolnir. Is that how you properly? Mjolnir. Okay, good job. Now back onto my third item. He actually typed this out. I choose the Gem of Citarac. Sure. Great episode, guys.
Juggernaut.
Oh, okay, cool. I posted a comment on an episode. I care. I also subscribed on YouTube.
And he listened to the whole episode.
He could have just listened to the end.
He said, I trust him. He listened to all of it.
That proves nothing. Commenting on one episode, subscribing, that does not show that you truly care.
Well, he supports it. He wears the
he
shirt
claims to wear it all the time.
Okay, I know for sure he's done it twice.
At least twice.
I don't know if he's done it more than twice. Two times.
Well, there you go. But thank you, Noah, for the feedback. We do appreciate it. What are your thoughts on his 3 items?
Yeah, sure, no.
You gonna let him get away with not wearing a gold bikini?
Go naked.
No, he'll wear it.
So there you go. So we're going to kick things off talking about Battleground that happened this past Sunday. The first time Battleground's been in existence. I got to be honest, didn't really...
Hey. We skipping on some feedback that I wanted to address.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right. Yes, we did have an iTunes review. Is that what you were referring to?
Yeah, I don't have it handy. Do you have it handy?
I can pull it up and
grab it really quick. I guess.
Just a moment. Okay. Do you want to?
Because I did want to address it, but
okay. Sure. Tyler, entertain the crowd while we
no
no singing. And if you're gonna,
so I'm pumped.
No. If you're gonna do the Globetrotter song, you have to whistle it. You can't just do.
Yeah, because ever since I updated to iOS 7, I can't get into iTunes for some reason. So I mean,
okay, so I'm supposed to entertain people, huh?
Yeah.
I'm super pumped for WrestleMania.
There you go. That's a good start.
Hell yeah, dude. Do you feel my excitement through your earbuds? You better. Yeah.
We certainly hope so.
all the events we're gonna go to.
This is how you entertain people?
I'm trying to think.
Oh my God.
All the things we're gonna go to, all the indie events. Fuck yeah, dude. all the indie stars that we'll probably never see around here at all.
There are lots. Speaking of people that we'll never see coming up, was it next Friday? Not this Friday, but the following Friday?
Yeah, NW Houston's running a show. They're bringing a ton of New Japan guys. Jushin Liger, which will be our first time to see him live. We plan on attending. which is going to be crazy. So it's a must. I don't want to go out of this world not having seen Liger live. So yeah, it should be rad.
Well, name all the people who are gonna.
There were
people they're bringing in.
Well, they canceled some. I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I know that some canceled. Liger was a replacement, actually. I think Tenzin and God damn it.
Rob Conway.
No. Who was Tenzin teaming with? Fucking Kojima. Kojima and Tenzin were taking on a Killer Elite Squad, I believe, and I think Kojima's gone and Liger is his replacement. He's teaming with Tenzin versus Killer Elite Squad, I believe.
Rob Conway would be there,
Yeah, he's the champ.
and Michael Tarver.
Yeah, Michael Tarver's there as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
So if you're in the Houston area, definitely go check that out. But if you can't wait until 2 weeks from now to go to a wrestling show, make sure to head out to Clear Lake Sports Recreation Complex this coming Saturday at 7:30. Go check out Booker T's Reality of Wrestling. Definitely, they put on a good show from there. But I found the iTunes review. It's from Roach632. Gave us a 1-star with the title Says, quote, seems a little like these guys are more into entertaining themselves than taking an objective looks at and reporting news from the world of professional wrestling, end quote.
First of all, I want to say like I'm not offended at a 1-star review.
Yeah.
And
People are entitled to their opinion.
yeah, people are entitled to their opinion. We kind of solicited reviews. At least I did solicit reviews at the end of last week's show, and that's fine. But I do want to address like some of the, I guess,
The thought.
thoughts or concerns or things he brought up as far as news goes. Like if you want the news, like go to the main site and read the news. Like
Absolutely.
we're like, and I'm not saying this to be a dick, but the purpose of our show and our intent, we're not here to read the news to you.
Yeah.
Everything we do is opinion based. Like we're not a news show. We don't have inside sources. We're not breaking any news. We're opinion based show. So if you're looking for news, you have us confused with someone else. Just go read it off the main site. They do a good job of that.
And we do cover some news. We talk about what happened on Raw. We talked about how went out on the pay-per-view. We also discuss hot topics that are going on in the area. So
Yeah, no,
I'm a little confused as to,
I get where he's coming from with the news, and I will concede that I think he's right, but I think that that's not what we do, and I don't think we like claim to do that either. Like that's if you want news, just go read it off the main site. I mean, we're an opinion based show. We're not here to break news.
Yeah.
And I mean, as far as objectivity, I don't think that we lack any objectivity. I think we're as objective as possible. I think in particular, I like kind of rant against like the hive mind of like internet wrestling fans. So I don't, especially with some of the bigger issues like Cena and that's just one example. But I mean, I think we're as objective as fuck. And honestly, like, I guess what stuck with me the most is we were more,
self-entertaining.
yeah, and what I would like to say about that is, hey man, like I'm not telling you anything you don't already know. Like 90% of blogs and podcasts and stuff like that on the internet don't see a fucking dime. Nobody make 10% maybe of people who do this shit make money off of it.
That.
And so I would like to say that we don't make a living at this. We're not we don't get paid to do this. And that's not me complaining about it. And we also don't charge you, as you know, to consume this. And that's, again, not me complaining about it. That's a roundabout way of saying we don't treat this as work and we don't treat this as us supplying you a product, which is a even more roundabout way of saying, yes, we are mostly concerned with having a good time because A, we don't work, this isn't our job, and B, we don't charge you. So if it's not for you, that's cool. Just step aside and let someone who it is for in on the. So yeah, we are largely concerned with having a good time. This is mostly an excuse.
What's the fun in talking about wrestling if you can't have a laugh or two?
This is mostly an excuse for us to get together in even though we have busy schedules, it's like they can tell their girlfriends and I can tell work to fuck off for a day. And it's just like an excuse for us to get around and shoot the shit and have a good time with each other.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really the only thing we get out of this. Daniel does all the like production stuff, so maybe he can put it on a resume. But as far as that goes, like no one else benefits from this in any other way. So yeah, we are largely concerned with having a good time. If this ceases to be fun for us, we just wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah.
So I mean, I just kind of wanted to address. Like, I think you're fine to. Again, we're not like butthurt over getting like a 1-star review.
Yeah. We've stated it a few times
Right.
on this show. We're not for everybody.
Yeah, we're
not. And that's fine. And I understand, that it may come across that we're just trying to make jokes with one another, and people are just kind of tuning in. But there's a lot of inside jokes that have occurred throughout the history of this show, and we might bring some of them back. And
inside jokes that like people who've listened early on will know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so coming into listening to our show for the very first time, you might not catch some of our references, or I understand that, and if that's how you feel, I get it. But if you feel like, oh, these guys are just sitting around just talking about whatever that makes them laugh,
We kind of are.
yeah, I mean, sometimes we do. I'm really interested to know what type of episode he listened to, because I know iTunes is wicked behind as far as where our episodes are. Like, they're about 2 months behind right now.
I don't want to come off like we are not interested in having a good show, and we are not interested in reaching as many people as possible, because we are I feel like we do what we can to have a good show and keep it fun for us.
Mm-hmm.
And also we are interested in reaching an audience. That's, I mean, we can shoot the shit with each other. We record it so other people can listen. So it's not that we're not interested. It's just that we are also interested in having a good time.
And we do want feedback.
Right. Yeah. And then like, and as open as we are to any kind of feedback, and how I don't take it poorly that someone rated us with a 1-star. Like, on the flip side of that, also would like to say that, I know in my heart, like, we are not like a 1-star podcast, because like I listen to approximately 20 podcasts on the reg, and I comb through a lot of podcasts to get through to my podcast rotation, and I know a 1-star podcast when I hear one. We may not be your idea of what you're looking for in a podcast, but that's completely different than a shit sandwich of a podcast.
Yeah.
And that's cool.
Crystal clear quality sound for one. That's my biggest pet peeve. It's like, if you can't even sound good while you're talking.
See, I'm more about content. Like, I will pass. But I'm an old punk rock, indie rock dude. Like, I'm fine with like.
It's not about the sound; it's the message.
Yeah, it's substance over style. But like, I get it. Like, it doesn't bother me, but I do want to, for maybe some newer listeners who haven't been around as long. That's kind of like where we stand.
Yeah.
I know we don't cover a large topic. I mean, I don't know. We don't cover a lot of pro wrestling, but it's kind of what we can make work with the schedules that we have, and the this show is like an amalgamation. Like, I think if all three of us have like things that we would change about the podcast, but that's not the point. It's like the show is an amalgamation of the three of us, and that's kind of what you get. It's like us three. Like, if there wasn't one of us, I think it would be a completely different show.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's kind of where we're coming from. That's kind of like what we expect to get out of the show. And if that's not what you're looking for, that's cool. It's just not for you.
Yeah. And I would like to take this time, to sort of, we have gotten a few new likes on our Facebook page. So I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome them. Sort of, give a rundown about our show. We've said it numerous times on the show before, and we'll say it numerous times in the future. We're just a couple of guys who get together. We talk about wrestling. We don't claim to know everything about the business.
Yeah.
We don't claim to know the ins and outs of what's going on. We might know a few people now, as opposed to when we first got started, that are in the business, in the indie circuits and stuff like that. But I refuse to claim that I know more about the business than someone else. I certainly wouldn't call myself a know-it-all. I might say, okay, we'll try and look at it from this perspective or something like that. It's it's about trying to explain the.
We just like shooting shit about wrestling.
There you go.
And oftentimes that involves some jokes. So I mean,
Yeah. WNS podcast. We shoot the shit.
Yeah.
So if you're a new listener and you're giving us a shot, and there's something that kind of just bugs you, let us know, and maybe we can make the appropriate tweaks. And
we like to hear from you. We like reviews, and hear like what you like, what you don't like.
Yeah, just as long as you don't come out, if you come across and just say, hey man, I listened to it, liked some parts, didn't like some parts, here's what I liked, here's what I didn't like, great. But if you come across and say, oh, you guys suck, the end, that's not helping us one bit.
Yeah.
So if you happen to be listening to us, let us know how we're doing. We would certainly appreciate it.
Definitely appreciate it.
So anything else, Dad?
No, I mean, we are interested in your feedback. It doesn't necessarily mean the show is going to be changed based on your feedback, but it might, and we're not opposed to hearing it.
Yeah.
Hey, Barry, you want to throw something in there? Anything?
No, just only what Daniel said. Just feedback is very appreciated.
Yeah.
And we enjoy what we do. Like Doug said, I'm repeating. Sorry, we don't get paid for this stuff, but it's fun. I like getting with y'all and just shooting shit and trying to make y'all laugh at my non-funny jokes. But see, yeah,
Crickets.
But Doug will let me know once it's funny, and that'll be
Did you
it.
notice how big he smiled whenever he said shit? He was like, shoot the shit.
No.
Almost like he was getting away with something.
No, well, we are shooting shit.
I'm saying something I'm not.
These guys like to give me a hard time. It's all good. It's all fun.
Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, man, Roach here. Welcome to your opinion. I don't agree. I don't see why anyone would take the time to review a podcast with 1 star. Like, I've heard many that I've just said, oh, that's not for me, and moved right along.
Yeah.
But hey, that's cool. No hard feelings. Thanks for weighing in. Appreciate your time. We don't take,
Sorry if we weren't.
Also,
what you're
another thing that'd be
looking for.
interesting. You don't have to do this, but tell us how you found us. That was pretty neat. Yeah.
If you happen to give us another chance this week, and if iTunes would actually update, let us go to our Facebook page. Let us know, where you found us. We would appreciate that. So let's. I guess we'll just move right on into to Battleground. Took place this past Sunday. The pre-show kicked off. Dolph Ziggler going up against Damian Sandow. I don't know. I felt like this whole pay-per-view, there was only one match that was really worth watching. 2 for you, Tyler?
Well, I think the ending of one match was the Cesaro thing. But
Cesaro, yeah. Well, I mean, this pay-per-view had its moments,
Yeah.
but only one real match stuck out for me. And,
I think I know what it is.
yeah, and the rest of it I felt was pretty passable, with the exception of, a couple of moments. But Dolph Ziggler versus Damian Sandow kicks off. Dolph Ziggler ends up getting the win after, Sandow sort of claiming that this was going to be the night he was going to cash in. Ziggler, injures his leg, so to say, and
It looks like they're still on that thing where they're gonna make Damian Sandow just keep on losing.
yeah, and it's starting to show that he's getting frustrated by that.
Yeah.
So at least they're doing something with that. But I'd like to see him win something. But Doug, what did you think?
It was fine. I mean, I guess the way they're booking Sandow speaks to their track record a lot of at least the past few, that how they like to. I guess their train of thought is they think it makes the cash in come more out of nowhere and more of a surprise if they've lost a shit ton of matches. I guess I don't see the logic in that. I think it would make sense to make the guy look a little bit stronger.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm a podcaster and they make millions of dollars, so I don't know.
They book it to say, the only way he can get a win is by cashing this in. He's using it as a last resort. So I don't know.
I know this is out of order, but before that, they had the panel.
Yeah. Miz, Titus O'Neil, and Tensai.
Yeah, it was neat. Well, all 3 of them were all for Daniel Bryan, by the way.
Yeah.
But Tensai is a sharp dressed man,
Yes.
and Titus O'Neil is the real deal. So
Titus and Tensai, I should say, sporting that fake beard for Daniel Bryan, pointing yes to the crowd. So that was pretty entertaining, at least. But the first matchup to kick off Battleground was Alberto Del Rio going up against Rob Van Dam in a hardcore match. And a lot of people were expecting, this will be the match that Ricardo turns on Rob Van Dam, and all this crazy stuff will happen. People were even saying, Rob Van Dam will win, and then Damon Sandow will cash in on him. But none of this happened. It was just a regular hardcore matchup. Del Rio overcoming the odds of being attacked by Ricardo and Rob Van Dam.
I'll tell you what. I mean, I know Rob Van Dam, like everyone, like the other wrestlers, they do their spots.
Yeah.
Always. And it's just that, how old is Rob?
Mid-40s, I would think.
Some of the things he does, like the rolls, and
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I know he has to be in good shape for that, but just the frog splash from like outside the ring to like the ground
Yeah.
right there and on the ladder, it pained me just to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I felt sorry for him.
How about you, Doug? What did you think about this matchup?
I didn't love it. I'm not a big Van Damme fan at the moment, ever really, but certainly not now. I don't like Ricardo having to interfere like so blatantly, even in a hardcore match. It just babyfaces the heel to me. It makes Del Rio look like the underdog, like beating the odds, and I don't know. That's counterproductive.
Well, one of the things that we mentioned throughout the whole night and we made jokes about was about just baby faces in general doing heelish things.
Yeah, and some of the heels were, playing up the "let's make you laugh" tactic. I felt like the whole booking for this matchup, the lead into it, has just been so poor. It's like they've put no effort into the World Heavyweight Championship lately, and it's just, who's going to be my next opponent? Okay, I'll face this guy. I win. Okay, who do I face next? Oh, I face him again. Okay, I beat him. Well, now who? Okay, well, now you got this new guy. Okay, I'll go up against him. All right, we're here at the match. Oh, I won. Okay, what's next? Like, they're not putting any thought into this. Like, the only thing that they're really concerned about right now is Big Show, Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, Randy Orton, and Daniel Bryan. Other than that, they do have the CM Punk side storyline, but that's starting to fade away now. Other than that, what do they have? What stories are they telling? To make you want to say, I'll cough up my cash for this. It's just, I'm really kind of disappointed where the booking's been lately. And then they go and try and, blame, it's because of the absence of John Cena and stuff. You can't. No, this is a panel of people sitting in a room coming up with ideas, and then
I feel like
I don't feel like they're telling like a shortage of stories. I mean, your mileage may vary as far as how good they are, but I don't think like they have nothing going on.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm saying. They do have some storylines, but it's like, what are they building towards? Like,
I mean, I think they're making Brian the top guy. I think they're making Show into an uber babyface, even though I'm not crazy about how they got there.
Mm-hmm.
You got the Punk Heyman saga.
Mm-hmm.
Got the Cody Rhodes the Rhodes family dynasty versus the Shield.
Okay.
I think we're building in. I mean, there are multiple feuds in the tag division, which is refreshing, which people always bitch about. I don't know. They got some stuff going on. I mean, maybe not everything's your cup of tea, or maybe or whatever. But I mean, I think they have stuff going on.
Yeah, it's just I'd like them to put a little more focus into the championships. Like, I know they're,
I think that's just where we are as the WWE.
Yeah.
In 2013, I think like the championships are an afterthought. Like, I mean, it's just what it is. I think like we're at a point where, yeah, sure, we're gonna bitch about it, but on some level you have to accept it, or if you don't accept it, then
Yeah. It just, I don't know. They complain about the ratings dropping and stuff like that, but we've seen some change, but I'd like to see a little bit more.
I don't know. I feel like the crowds are like as fiery as they've been for a while. I feel like the crowds at the live shows are into it. Now they don't always act accordingly.
Yeah.
Or they don't always act like how I feel a crowd should act. But that's, not necessarily the point of what I'm saying, is that the crowd seemed lively and into the show after what seems like really a few years of like just being stagnant.
Yeah.
And maybe that doesn't necessarily reflect the numbers. I mean, I don't know. I mean, maybe pro wrestling, everyone always says it's cyclical, and it probably is, and at some point it may be like the hottest thing entertainment has to offer again one day. But in its down period, like maybe it just has like a fixed audience, and that's like you gotta play to that audience until you're in a hot period again. I don't know. It's kind of like comic books. Like nowadays, books are selling like under 100,000 copies from when books were selling like I don't know, like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of copies. It's like they've dwindled down their audience to what it's going to be unless they do something drastic to be appealing.
Right. Okay. But yeah, the match for itself, I felt was kind of passable. But Del Rio gets the victory in that one. Next up, we got to see the Real Americans going up against Santino Marella and the Great Khali. And before the matchup, we got to see a promo from Zeb Coulter with the Real Americans standing behind him, and Cesaro was seeming a little animated during that promo. Very, yes. He was just making kind of animated faces, and I don't know. He was not his normal self.
Smile, then have a serious face.
Yeah. But Real Americans took on Santino and Great Khali. They had their back and forth match with Santino. Gets the tag into Khali.
I know all the little stuff he did, but I know this is probably, I don't know if it sounds stupid, but I think he made the night for me. Cesaro, just
Cesaro?
all the
Yeah.
little stuff he did.
Yeah, his facial expressions were really good. And of course he had the giant swing, which, made everyone flip out. And, I thought it was pretty good.
I really think he could have got like more revolutions with Khali, but Khali is so like not only is not just tall in general, but like his torso up is like exceptionally like longer.
Yeah.
So I feel like just the angle that he had to hold him at, like he was gonna skip because he's so like oddly like long on the top part of his body. I think like he was strong enough to do it longer. I think it's just like the shape and the length of Khali's body made it skip the ground and stop it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But yeah, really impressive to see Cesaro do that. The crowd was going crazy for it. Real Americans end up picking the victory up.
He's if he's not one of the, or I guess he's not the strongest, but he's one of the strongest in WWE.
Yeah. Pound, they say pound for pound.
He may not look it, but he is.
Oh yeah. Well, he looks it, so he's pretty darn strong. So yeah, the Real Americans end up picking up the victory, which brings us into the what's up?
Another little tiny thing.
The hug. The hug attempt from Cesaro.
I thought that was hilarious.
Swagger.
He wanted a hug from Jack Swagger.
Get off
He pushed
me,
off
man.
him. Pushed him off.
So yeah, but the next matchup got to see Curtis Axel going up against R-Truth for the Intercontinental Championship. I don't even remember this matchup. I think we were all kind of looking at our phones for a good portion of this.
Or we may have been doing. We had jokes too. So
yeah. So but Curtis Axel ends up getting the victory over R-Truth. Doug, what did you think about it?
Not much to say.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Axel at all.
yeah.
Kind of wish they'd just put the belt on Truth here for whatever reason. I don't mind him being like a second, like a lackey in the Hammond family. Like I don't mind him being a backup to Ryback. I just don't want him to be the focus ever.
Like, what are they gonna do with that? With him with the belt?
And I remember we were having this conversation about, Curtis Axel and Ted DiBiase Jr. about how, why they aren't getting over. And, I've said it before, it feels like they're just a, copy and paste of a generic wrestler. Like, what stands out with Curtis Axel? If you take out Paul Heyman, what says, man, this guy is going to be a star?
They're both devoid of charisma.
Yeah. I mean, does name alone get
yes. We know that Ted Jr. is gone. He's just saying.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I don't need people saying, "Oh, he's blah, blah, blah."
He's gone.
Yeah,
he's not there. You can't
know,
say
we
that.
know.
Does that get him in? But does that make?
I'm glad how we're so enthusiastic about the people out there. Like, yeah, those fucking guys, they're gonna.
Well, at least we're clarifying.
Yeah.
Does family get you more success than you would on your own? Would Cody Rhodes have the success he has? Would Orton have? I mean,
you have to prove yourself, and you have to show different attributes.
Mm-hmm.
That's the word. Yes, when it comes
Big word
to
for
wrestling.
Bear.
Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
I didn't say anything.
Good what for Bear?
Nothing.
Whatever.
Okay.
I think like a name gets you in the door. I mean, I don't think that's any secret. I think being family does get you in the door. It gets you a look for sure. And but I mean,
gets you at least one push.
I mean, I feel like I don't think that they necessarily push someone to the top of the card just because they're family, there's somebody's son. I mean, I do think it'll get you in the door, but I don't think it gets you, I don't think it gets you success.
Okay.
It'll land you a job, but I don't think
you gotta put in the work. And do all that stuff.
You gotta, they bring you to the door. You're the one who's got to kick it in.
Yeah, I mean, they're not above. The WWE is not above nepotism, but the almighty dollar is the bottom line. And if you're not like selling merch and putting asses in seats, you're not gonna go at the top of the card. I mean, it's just not.
So yeah, but Curtis Axel ends up getting the victory. Nothing really to remember from the match.
I remember one of our conversations during that match. Doug was like, "I don't know how Truth wrestles in pants."
The jeans. Yeah. So
that was one of our conversations.
Just some of the odd conversations we have during pay-per-views. Yeah. But next up, we got to see AJ Lee going up against Brie Bella. I don't remember much about this matchup either.
On our phones.
Yeah.
Or I was on my phone for this.
AJ ends up picking the victory after Tamina attacks Nikki and causes the distraction.
Something about, is there a sister out? How long she's going to be out or something?
How long is Nikki Bella going to be out of action? What kind of injury did she, sustain in order to keep her out of action for this long?
Something with her leg. I don't know specifically. She seemed to be fine at the pay-per-view. She wasn't wearing like a cast or a wrap or anything like that. She seemed to be fine. I mean, it may just be that they've pushed Brie to the position where they want her right now, and Nikki doesn't factor in right now. So she'll just accompany her to the ring.
Another thing we said, what was it? Since Bree's dating Dragon, you think he should tell her some of the moves that he does or something like that. We were like the whole time like she should do some of the Daniel Bryan kicks.
Definitely, if they're gonna try and build them as a power couple, that would be a great. Great thing
make her do the cattle mutilation.
Yeah. So, but AJ Lee victorious in that matchup, retaining her Divas Championship. The next matchup was the one that I think is the only memorable matchup. Cody Rhodes and Goldust going up against Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns.
Cody Rhodes was storing up all his babyface fire throughout his whole career for this one match.
Yeah.
They were fucking over.
Big time.
Absolutely. And it's because they came out to the American Dream theme song.
I mean, look, Dusty's never going to fucking hurt getting his kids over.
Mm-hmm.
I've been saying for like a long time now, like, just put Dusty in his fucking corner. He'll fucking get over.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Cody showed so much fire in this match, more than I've seen from him in his entire career, possibly added up together. Goldust was fucking crazy over, and I'm a big Goldust fan. I'm glad to see him back. Yeah, I'm the fucking humongous Dusty fan. So anytime he's on TV, I'm happy about it.
I like that Cody showed a lot of his repertoire. You know, he went through like the evolution of his career in that match. You know, he did the Alabama Slam, like whenever he was tagging up with Hardcore Holly. You know,
he did the disaster kick.
Did he?
Trying to remember.
He did. You know, and that's something that he used for a while, and now he's doing sort of the muscle buster.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That's just, I mean, I'm not taking anything away from him, but I've never like really pictured him doing the muscle. But he did good. But it's like, wow, that's pretty cool though.
I don't buy it from him. I don't think he hits it like
Joe
cleanly. Nobody hits it like Joe hits it, but I'm saying like.
well, he's also a thin guy.
Yeah.
So
It's weird to see
you
it.
know.
That's what I was saying. It's weird to see it from like a thin, like small guy, like from like him.
I also hate his crossroads. Like I think it looks bad. I mean,
I think
just
Seth
do.
Rollins helped him out, but this one looked good.
yeah.
It didn't. I don't think it looked good at all. I think it looked.
Oh, I thought it looked great.
I thought
I
it
did.
looked chaotic. Maybe is a good word. I don't know. Like it looked crazy, but I think I think the disaster kick is a better finish for him. I think he hits that cleanly. I think he hits that smoothly. I don't like the crossroads.
Can't do the crossroads like or can't do that move like Cassius.
So
Cassius
yeah.
don't even do it anymore.
You don't do it anymore?
But you can't talk about this match without talking about the Shield as well. You know, they did a great job. Dean Ambrose was on the outside with Dusty Rhodes on the outside, and
The
they
bionic
you know,
elbow.
yeah, just a great moment from that. I like the you know, all three members of both sides kind of squaring off with one another.
Did y'all see the shirt they put out for the Rhodes family?
I did.
It's fucking awesome.
I haven't.
I like it.
With the polka dot headband for Dusty.
Yeah, it's just like Dusty's head, Goldust's head, and Cody's head.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's neat. I'm gonna
Yeah,
look
that's
it up.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat.
Goldust looked like Darth Maul, but
Yeah.
yellow and
A
black
gold
and yellow. Yeah.
gold mall. So you know, I thought the matchup was really good. A lot of emotion from the crowd. You know, and when Cody Rhodes and Goldust picked up the victory, the crowd went nuts. You know, the family hugged and have a great moment. They went up to the ramp and the locker room cleared to
I know
celebrate.
the stipulations, but I don't know why in my head I thought it was for the belts.
Yeah.
I thought it was.
It was for the jobs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that for sure, but I also thought it was for the belts.
right. And I know that I think there was some confusion with some people about that matchup.
I wouldn't mind them taking the belts off.
Yeah.
Being the team to take the belts off the Shield.
So yeah, you know, that match definitely worth checking out. The next matchup got to see Bray Wyatt going up against Kofi Kingston.
Which this was just added like a day before.
Yeah, it was added like on SmackDown or something like that. But you know, it was a good filler match in between, you know, the Shield and Rhodes family versus, you know, and then Punk versus Ryback. So it was a good filler match.
I mean, there's things I like what Bray like he does. What's that running? Does he run crossbody? No. What does
Yeah.
he do? I like that.
That's just devastating to see because he's a, you know, nearly 300-pound guy running at you full speed, and he's a fast guy for his size. To hit that running crossbody on you is
And
pretty heavy.
another thing that yeah, I think Doug went to the restroom or something. I was
Yeah.
talking to Richard, Doug's friend, and we were talking about.
Oh, what? You can't be friends with Richard?
I'm his friend too.
he's
I
just
have
looking,
to specify.
he's just looking for friends.
Please be my friend. Contact me. Because okay. Bray's a big guy,
Yeah.
and when he does that thing where he's in the corner and he bends over backwards and looks at you,
Hangs onto the ropes and then
yeah.
looks up.
But this time
okay,
he did the
upside down.
crawl.
Yeah, he turned it into a bridge and then crawled upside
Which-
down, exorcism style.
Which, I mean, you got to be stretched out. You got to be completely like,
Good muscle control.
yes. I mean, he got some good steps. He did fall, but you know,
He went right back into character.
yeah,
It's like,
it really
yeah.
wasn't. It was like boom.
but it was you know,
It was like
it was one of those moments that
It was like holy shit. He added another level of creepiness, but it
Yeah.
was awesome though too.
Yeah.
It works. And I was like, that's awesome.
And that's sort of what I was alluding to earlier when, I say so the matches themselves were pretty passable, but there were some good moments in this pay-per-view. I felt like that was definitely one of them. I sent a picture of that to my girlfriend and she got like freaked out.
What the fuck?
Yeah, she was like, "What the hell is going on? I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight." Like cuz she was
Did you send that picture and then put ... follow the buzzards?
No, I didn't do that. But yeah, dude, that's and the fact that his beard sticks up in the air while his hair is dragging on the ground, it's just like it's so creepy to look at.
I don't want to be I don't want to jinx anything, but like that kind of scares me when he does that in the corner. Not scares me because it's creepy.
Yeah,
I'm afraid it's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, like one day he'll get whiplash or
and
something,
something's gonna happen, and he's
tweak
gonna
his
like
back.
I'm like, oh, because I mean, if you train your body and work out and whatever, you could be tall, skinny, or a bigger guy, but you still work it and you could do it.
Or he works out and his hands get slippery and lets go of the rope, falls and hits his head or something.
I guess I know that sounds bad. I'm probably thinking the worst, but the time he did that, I was like, holy shit, I hope he doesn't hurt himself.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Bray Wyatt ends up getting the victory on Kofi Kingston. Afterwards, the other family members got in and attacked Kofi Kingston, and Bray Wyatt cut a promo saying "Follow the buzzards." So not too bad. Next matchup, we got to see CM Punk going up against Ryback. I felt like this match was okay. Nothing really.
I don't know if I really cared about it. I know we were talking a lot and made jokes, but it seemed like I really wasn't into it.
Yeah, the only thing that's memorable about this match was the low blow to Ryback from Cena. Not Cena, CM Punk, excuse me. With Paul Heyman, going for the kendo stick, gonna hit CM Punk. And the ref catches him and, hey, what are you doing? You can't do that. And so Punk gives him a low blow and ends up getting the cover. 1, 2, 3. So, Doug, what did you think about this matchup?
I mean, I really wasn't into it. I'm fine with the finish. I mean, I don't mind it. If a guy's getting dogged out and cheated on, I don't mind him cheating in retaliation to win, to even the odds. I think it's a different ball game than what Ricardo did earlier in the night. So I'm fine with the finish. Although I feel like Ryback needs a win, like in a big way, like
especially in a pay-per-view.
I mean,
So he's never had a win in a pay-per-view?
No, he's had at least one, but it hasn't been recent.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it feels like if you want that guy to beat somebody, he has to win a match every once in a while, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like Punk can spare a fucking win here. I don't know what the problem is. I scratched my head at that.
And like I was saying earlier, it feels like the I'm gonna get you, Paul Heyman, has kind of just faded away. Like from what happened on Battleground as well as what happened on Raw, he didn't really make any attempts to go after Heyman. So, maybe they're gonna.
I don't know. Like I feel like this storyline's fading for me, to be honest with you. And I could be wrong. I don't know if they said this in any of the news or whatever, but I feel like there may be down the line CM Punk versus Brock Lesnar 2.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if I want to see.
I don't know. We'll have to see what the future holds for that one. But CM Punk ends up getting the victory. And then as we're getting ready for the main event of the evening, they show the video package and everything, and cut to black. There is a power outage worldwide for what's going on. Power was out in the arena. The feed got cut. It was just 5 minutes.
There wasn't a worldwide power outage.
Well, oh yeah. Well, let me. Okay, the feed that went worldwide went out.
Do you think that?
Hey, look, man. You know there are going to be someone who has a smart ass comment for that.
Who wants a worldwide, guys? Come on.
Do you think that they gave us the encore because of that, or it's just because that's usually not part of the package whenever you buy it on the pay-per-view?
Back in the day, they used to give you the replay afterwards if you bought it. They stopped doing that. I don't know why you got it. I don't know. Maybe
you just
you didn't miss anything. They stopped what was going on in the arena. You could tell because Justin Roberts was just standing there
standing
like,
all right.
Are we on? Okay.
I don't believe you.
Please don't joke me with that.
So you actually didn't miss anything.
Yeah. So
we missed.
We missed the end of that package.
We
that
missed
video
Justin
package.
Roberts the whole time. Justin Roberts were standing in the ring. We missed the whole time.
Yeah. So there you go. But yeah, it takes us into the main event of the evening: Daniel Bryan versus Randy Orton. In this match, I don't know. I didn't get into it.
Is it because the ending or?
No, this was like while the match was happening. I was just like, I can't really get into it. Like, I want to root for Bryan, but I'm just not. I don't know. It's
Because you had that gut feeling what was going to happen.
I don't know. I guess because I did predict that this was going to end and no real winner, and that did end up happening, but I didn't want it to happen. But Big Show ended up coming out, pulling the referee. He just pulled him. He didn't hit him. He just pulled him, and that ref was out. Then he hits the KO punch to Bryan. Another ref comes in, starts to counts to 2.
Punch the ref.
Knocks out Scott Armstrong. Knocks out Randy Orton. Stands in the ring. Roar. And that's how we close out Battleground. But, Doug, what did you think about the matchup?
I thought it was solid enough.
Yeah.
I didn't have any problems with the match. I wasn't crazy about the finish. I get maybe you don't want a decisive winner here. Then maybe you do a different match. Maybe you have a tag match with Bryan and somebody versus Orton and somebody, or you do something else. I think it's been too dour, too down. I think it's been too much doom and gloom for Bryan with no shimmers of hope. So I don't know. Any shimmers of hope they had has been when all the baby faces who wouldn't nut up any other time, when they have a humongous numbers advantages when they want to get rowdy and stand for something, and I think that kind of sucks. But
right. So that's how we close out. That's how we close out Battleground with Big Show, knocking everybody out, and that's how we pretty much start Raw with Stephanie McMahon coming out demanding to talk to Big Show, asking what was going on, and
they weren't there.
They weren't there, and so Big Show says, "Well, hey, you asked me to knock out Daniel Bryan, and I decided to knock out Randy Orton while I was at it."
Mm-hmm.
So
and then she called him a bitch.
Called him a bitch, yeah. And
she didn't call him a bitch.
I know. Add that.
Why are you lying?
Improv.
Yeah. You need to add an E to that and improve.
Oh!
Sorry, I had to do it. But no. But Stephanie McMahon calls out Big Show.
Nicely done.
Thank you. Slaps him across the face a couple times and fires him. So Big Show didn't seem to care.
That'd be awesome if Big Show punched her.
I know, right? It wouldn't look good as far as
All right, you fucking misogynists. God damn. Wouldn't it be cool if massive giants of men went around punching ladies in the face? That'd be super cool, right?
In their defense,
This
they do
one
ask
time.
for equal rights. They want to be treated equally.
Wow.
She was provoking him.
Yeah, it's self-defense.
She kicked him in the nuts.
She slapped him. He could slap her back, right?
Yeah.
Is that how it works? He was provoked. He was assaulted.
Okay.
He was physically assaulted.
I love the women. I would never hurt them. Okay.
Yeah, I love the
You
ladies.
love the women? Would never hurt the women?
Yeah.
Loving the ladies. Yeah, that definitely wouldn't look good during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, where they're like, let's put focus on women and all that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's not have Big
was
Show
a
knock
joke,
out.
you know.
Yeah, sure. Okay.
Sure.
Sure.
Add that E. So, the first matchup we got to see was this Raw kind of felt like a replay of Battleground. They changed a little bit, but not everything. The first matchup, Dolph Ziggler versus Damian Sandow, and
They say, well, I swear, who hurt themselves again? They said it was hurt,
Sandow hurt his knee.
but then they said something about Ziggler too.
He blamed Ziggler for it happening.
Oh, that's what it was, because that.
Yeah, and so he claimed that Ziggler ruined his night because that was supposed to be the time when he was going to cash in.
Came out with some aggression,
A lot of aggression,
and
very
I
aggressive.
thought that was great.
Yeah, loved that. Ziggler hardly got any offense in. He waited. He was getting beat up until
Ziggler has offense.
yeah, and he showed a little bit of it when Sandow made one mistake, capitalized on it, and ended up getting the victory. So Ziggler,
I'll have to rewatch. I'll take your word on it, but I don't.
I know he
believe it.
hit a drop kick. I saw that.
I thought most of the time he just Most of the time when his offense is like, if he bounces off the ground, he accidentally hits someone on the way back up, or maybe like when he's hit and he flails recklessly, maybe he accidentally hits someone.
He did get the 10 punches on the top turnbuckle because the crowd was counting that one out. And then he did hit a drop.
Are you sure he wasn't getting hit from behind sometimes and it made his body flail
Someone
forward?
was punching him in the back of the elbow and it was going forward and hitting Damien Sandow. So, but Ziggler ends up getting the victory. I like that Sandow was showing some aggression. That takes us into the next matchup. Natalia, JoJo, and Eva Marie going up.
Is this JoJo's first match?
Yeah, I guess
she wasn't
so.
even standing on the right side of the apron.
Going up against Oksana, Alicia Fox, and Rosa Mendes.
There's something I noticed that they were standing together on one side, and instead of on one corner and the other girl on the other corner, but the other side was doing the same thing too. But I don't know if I walked out of the room during this match.
I did.
JoJo
I walked out before it.
Look,
I didn't see her get in the ring. Did she?
I was folding towels. So I had more important things to do.
Look, I love Total Divas, and I will constantly defend it, ladies, but I can't defend this shit. You got to do something, right?
I did see Eva Marie
working a heat segment. Yeah, she can't do that. Stop doing that. I don't think JoJo. I think the only thing JoJo did was stand on the wrong side of the apron. I think I may be mistaken. I may be mistaken, but I think her contribution to the match was standing on the wrong side of the apron. And Eva Marie worked a very poorly worked heat segment where she looked like dog shit in. And
she goes in the back for the next.
Natalia came in with the hot tag, also looking like hot garbage herself.
Hot garbage.
The myth that Natalia is like a good women's wrestler, I think, is greatly exaggerated. I think she is a step above all the rest, which is tolerable sometimes. But yeah, this was like a hot mess. Ladies, step your game up because I cannot defend you in this.
He'll defend the show to hell and back, but there's only so much in Earth 1 that he can take. That about right?
This fusion Earth 3 thing is...
Earth 3 is like in distress. We're going to explode. We have more Earths than Goku has saved.
But you walked away, though? You didn't see...
I didn't see any of this matchup.
I saw Eva Marie wrestle, but I didn't... I don't know if I was on my phone or I walked out, but I swear JoJo didn't get in the ring.
My girlfriend was like, you don't want to watch this? I'm like, nah.
Well, I gotta go to the bathroom. I gotta pee for this whole match.
I gotta put these towels away. So, so there you go. Next up, we got to see sort of a replay of what happened last week, but a different member of 3MB, Los Matadores, going up against 3MB. This time it was Drew McIntyre and Jinder Mahal. Oh, what is it? El Torito. Yeah, that's it. Fear the Bull.
Was it during the pay-per-view or was it early in Raw where...
It was on the pre-show whenever he was going up against, whenever he jumped all over in front of Renee Young.
Yeah, that was it. Okay.
Yeah.
It was making very, like, inappropriate, suggestive, like, hey, lady, I'm going to rub on you, like stuff.
See.
Come here.
Bueno.
Get it up.
So, So we got to see Los Matadores going up against 3MB. I'm liking it. I had more fun with this matchup than I did last week, and I'm
ignoring the Primo Epico chance.
Yeah, definitely make sure you do that. I didn't have any problems with this matchup. How about you guys?
No, I thought it was a lot of fun. I'm like fine with 3MB now, and I think Los Matadores is a lot of fun. Torito's awesome. I think it's a little alarming that the Puerto Rican dudes have to do like a Spanish gimmick. I think it's sad that somebody backstage was like, "Hey, you brown guys are all the same. You're Matadors now." But at least they're not. At least they're not like playing on negative stereotypes.
Now, we've had.
What? Okay, no, don't even try to defend this. Like you guys were either ignorant or naive about the Heyman stuff. You can't even defend this. Like you cannot even defend like making the Puerto Rican dudes be Matadors. That's not Puerto Rican culture.
I'm okay with it though.
I'm okay with them not like displaying like negative stereotypes.
Just because it's been done so many times in the past. Like, take a Samoan and make him a Japanese sumo wrestler.
Yeah.
So
I didn't say that, like, I think I can be quoted as saying many times on the show that wrestling has an awful racist, like, historically it's racist and sexist and homophobic.
But are they?
It doesn't excuse it.
But are they being racist in this? I wouldn't think so.
Like I said, like, I don't harp on it, the fact that they made Puerto Rican dudes portray a different culture because they're not portraying the negative stereotypes of the culture. If they did, but still, you have to be an ignorant, like, crusty white dude in the back to say, "Hey, you Puerto Rican dudes." I assure you that they didn't say, "Hey, we know you guys are Puerto Ricans and we're really sorry, but we want, like, matadors. Do you guys mind being matadors? We know you're Puerto Ricans." Or do you think it went more like this? "Hey, you brown guys, you're matadors," and they're like, "Okay, we need a job. We're matadors." Which do you think?
I don't think it went like that at all. I think that sounds insanely racist when you say, "Hey, you brown guys."
I know that's exactly. I can guarantee. Do you think they were like, "We know you guys are Puerto Ricans, but we really want to do a matador gimmick. Do you guys mind being matadors?" Or do you think, "Hey, you brown guys are all the same"? Like,
I would
just
say,
like, "Hey."
I would say it was the former.
I
would definitely think it was the former.
I highly doubt.
And they would say, "Hey, look, we've got this idea. If you don't want it, we'll give it to someone else. We'll bring someone up." And they said, "No, we want the spot."
I think that's extremely naive of you.
Okay.
Name
what?
It's just like how, like, 70% of, like, the black dudes on the roster are, like, negative black stereotypes as well, right? Like, R-Truth, you've got to be a rapper. And even when you're, like, talking to imaginary people, you're not just a guy who talks to imaginary people. You're, like, the rapper who talks to, and, like, how Crime Time had to be, like, thugs. Like, they were like, I mean, they were just like, "Hey, black guys, you are thugs and rappers. That's your gimmick."
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll agree. They play to stereotypes and take it to an extreme.
Well, that's like a negative thing, is what I'm saying.
Okay.
So that's my point.
Okay. All right. Well, anyways, what do you think, Tyler? What's your say in all this?
I don't know. When it comes to Los Matadores, I don't know what happened or what I feel like happened.
Okay.
I don't know.
I enjoyed the matchup. I thought it was fun. I don't have any problems with the gimmick, but it was what it was. I feel bad for 3MB because, like, when was the last time they even won a match? It's exactly, you can't really think of it. But yeah, so Los Matadores end up getting the victory. Next up, we got to see Paul Heyman and Ryback come out. Was Axel with them? I feel like he was.
I don't
They
know.
walked out, or during the preview thing, they were walking together.
Okay, yeah. So they all came out. I remember that because Paul Heyman was just, like, staring at Ryback the whole time they were walking. But so they came out, talked about the previous night.
What just happened? Because I felt like you challenged me to, like, say something, and I said some stuff, and you're like, "Okay, I agree with that," and then we just dropped it. No.
Huh?
I don't understand what just happened, because you're like, "I disagree," and it felt like you were challenging me, and so I gave more of an argument, and you're like, "Okay, I agree with that," and then we just dropped it. So I don't understand what happened there. I felt like you were, like, sarcastically, like, being, okay, like, did we agree or did we not agree? Because you challenged me, and then I said some more stuff, and you were kind of like, okay, like, kind of sarcastically.
I'm confused.
Well, I don't know where we left it. Did we reach some conclusion between the two of us on that?
That they overplay stereotypes. Yeah. They do that. They do that.
And I said, well, you're like, you didn't have a problem with Matadors, and I said, I didn't either.
But I don't think they're trying to make it a racist thing. I think they're just...
No, I said the gimmick, I said I'm fine with the gimmick. I don't harp on the gimmick because they don't overplay, like, bad stereotypes about whatever. Like, if they would come out with, like, a tequila bottle, like, then we would be like, okay, that's fucking bullshit, guys, But what I'm saying is I think it's unfortunate that, like the Puerto Rican dudes have to play something other than Puerto Rican dudes. I think it's unfortunate. I mean, I think like they could give him the Puerto Rican dude gimmick.
If they were given a Puerto Rican gimmick, would that be itself a stereotype? Would that be racist of doing? They're like, oh, they're giving them that because they're Puerto Rican.
Well, no, they could just be Puerto Rican dudes. Like it doesn't have to be overtly Puerto Rican. Like these are all the negative stereotypes of Puerto Rican dudes.
Okay,
I mean, they could just be Puerto Rican dudes.
But they would have to portray some sort of character, from that culture. So regardless of what they were doing. Your character
doesn't have to be a race. Like, I mean, like, your character doesn't... Just like we were talking about R-Truth. R-Truth could have, like, just been the guy who, like, talks to an imaginary person. He didn't have to be the rapper who also can talk to, like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay. But, like, take Jinder Mahal, for instance. He's supposed... Whenever he first came in, they had the fancy clothes and the hat and all that. I don't want to say what type of hat it was because I don't know the I don't either. Exact name for it. I would say turban, but I don't think it was a turban.
Well, that's Sushan.
That's fucking racist.
Yeah, so there you go. And now he's playing a rock star.
I'm cool with him playing a rock star.
Okay.
Like I don't necessarily. Like I don't think
he's playing a character.
Right, but I don't think like it's kind of like being like, okay, let's use I don't know. It's like kind of getting like a Saudi Arabian dude. Like you have him, let's say he has a part in a movie, but like he's just like a normal dude who's of that descent who just lives in fucking America now, just a normal dude. And he's like, but he gets a part in a movie. They're like, but we want you to play up your accent. We want you to be like a stereotypical like dude. Like he could just be a dude who is from there originally, But
like, that's not the part they're getting him for.
Right, but it's sad that I think it's sad that like that's still like a thing. Like we have to play on that.
Well, look what they did for Muhammad Hassan. That people compared it to what they did to Taker. What like when people with masks come in or whatever, they were kind of comparing that to like I hate to say that, but the terrorist kind of thing or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, my point is like what Daniel Bryan doesn't have to portray an ethnic thing. He's just a dude. He's just a white dude. Like he doesn't have to have like a white guy gimmick doing like white guy stuff, or whatever that even means,
Oh yeah, I mean
like they could just be dudes, You don't have to be like you're a Mexican dude, so you have to do something really Mexican or whatever. It's just like, and not that.
Well, would you? Okay, just
could just be like dudes doing shit.
Okay, well, in that sense, would you want to have someone say like Christian be the one of the members of Los Matadores?
I mean, if you're going to give like,
or would you want to say, they're from Spain, they kind of need to look like someone who's from Spain, because Christian doesn't have, he's sort of pale a little bit. So would you want him to resemble a character or to be kind of off? I think that's why they went with that. It's not, oh, we're picking you because I don't know.
Well, you're about to say it's not like we're picking you because you're brown, but you're like just saying like we're picking you because you're brown because Christian's too white. I mean, I'm not like jumping on you. I'm just saying like I think it's. I mean, I don't have it all figured out, but I'm saying I think it's unfortunate that that's like a thing,
I mean, they could
as long as they're not like portraying overtly like negative stereotypes of cultures, I'm fine with it. Like I think Los Matadores is a fun thing, and they're not coming at the like we were talking about. Like they didn't miss their match because they had a fucking siesta or whatever. Like negative stereotypes out there or of Hispanic people. Like they didn't come out with tequila balls. That's fine. They're Matadors. They're doing a fun thing. They're doing flashy Matador moves, and that's cool. It's all in good fun. That's fine. I just like.
But I mean, would
you have to worry because it's not like they have the best track record with the shit. They really don't.
I'll agree with you. They don't. They've had a lot of bad gimmicks in the past. But would you rather want them to just come out as Epico and Primo, generic music, generic looking backgrounds, or would you?
I don't think it has to be like Matadors or generic. I mean, I'm sure there's something else that they could do.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think of like how to word it. I just can't think of a way. But I guess it is one of those touchy subjects where if you say it the wrong way, it comes across, or if you say it one certain way, it comes across wrong.
Right.
Not as an incorrect, but as in, I guess politically incorrect. But I don't know. They're playing characters. They could easily just say, okay, well, you guys are going to be in 3MB now, and you guys are going to be rockers.
Well, see, I think it's cool that like Jinder Mahal can just be the rocker dude too. Like he's like in the group. He's the fucking rock guy too. That's fucking cool, right? Like I think that's rad.
But he's playing a character. That's all. Right. That's all he's doing. And just the fact that these two guys.
Yeah, but I mean, like culturally, even like outside of wrestling, culturally, they've been like certain people can only play certain roles for like fucking decades, and like we're just getting to a point culturally where it's acceptable for anybody to portray like any role, and that's good, and that's a good thing that we're in that direction. I think it's like not necessarily a good thing to still be stuck in those stereotypes like wrestling wise.
Well, I mean, like for some of them, you kind of have to, in a sense. Like for Los Matadores, they're from Spain. They got to have that. Like you can't take Xavier Woods and Sheamus and say these are Los Matadores. I mean, you probably could because you never know who's a bullfighter these days. Oh. But
we're gonna plead ignorance on bullfighting because I don't know anything about bullfighting.
Well, that's what they claim to be. They're bullfighters.
No, I know. I'm saying like a real life bullfighting. I'm claiming ignorance on because I don't know the first thing about it.
Okay.
But what would be awesome is if WWE would let Sami Zayn be El Generico. That's what a Canadian...
That ship's sailed. I think he's.
I know
like,
that was a Canadian guy being, a luchador.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's sailed. I'm just making.
I don't want to feel like I wasn't like attacking you, but I felt like you were challenging me to make a stronger case, and I like was saying more stuff in attempts to make a stronger case.
Yeah.
And then I felt like you were kind of just dismissive of it to move on.
Just because
I don't think we got a resolution.
Yeah, it's one of those. I don't know. I don't know how to word it. So. But we'd like for the listeners to weigh in if they have an opinion on this. So.
Like, I don't say this to be confrontational. I just say this because I want to feel when I'm watching this, like, that everything's on the up and up and everything's, like, all good. And, like, I don't always feel that way. So
yeah. And like you said.
It's the same thing, like, why do all the women's storylines have to revolve around the other one being fat? Like, I think that's fucked up, too. Like, it's not just, like, I'm not just picking, I'm not just picking on what they do with Los Matadores. Like, I have a lot of feelings about a lot of different things that I think is kind of fucked up, and I think we're beyond, like, as a culture that we should move on from. And that's, like, women's storylines don't always need to be revolving around calling the other one fat. How many fat women's storylines have we had in the past decade? Like, 10? Like, once a year, right?
But you also have to think, like, in a sense, they are limited to what they can really do.
What do you mean?
Well, like
as far as women,
for some, yeah. Like I don't know.
Well, that's like a bad option. I say if you only have 10 options, take the fat out and go with the 9 options you have. Then, if you have a limited amount, I think it's a bad idea.
But then, do you think those 9 options would get overkilled too quickly? So I mean, I would love to see more options. I would love to see better storylines and more, more passion and emotion from the characters. But what is there to talk about?
I was making a joke about like the 10. I'm saying if you are to believe that there are X amount of storylines, then take the fat thing out and just have one less.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know. I think that's like a cheap way out. I think that's saying like, well, we can only do. I don't know that I believe that, and I don't know that I believe that's true.
No Piggy James. No Piggy James. So, anyways,
yeah, she's not.
Weigh in on this discussion if you're listening to this, because we'd like to hear your side from it as well. But yeah, so Paul Heyman and Punk and Ryback had a conversation. They censored balls. They can say ass and bitch, but not balls. Can't say that.
Testicles.
And it led into a makeshift tag team match between R-Truth and Punk going up against Ryback and Curtis Axel. R-Truth ended up getting the pin on this one on Curtis Axel. So I guess
how Truth just came out and it was like, whatever, let's go down the ring.
It was like, hey, you got a beef with that guy. I got a beef with this guy. Let's go take them on together.
What's up?
It was an odd pairing, but at least it made some sense. I like the fact that Punk gave R-Truth the victory over Curtis Axel, so that's going to make him look strong to go up against him for the Intercontinental Championship, which has been announced that that's going to happen on SmackDown. for the Intercontinental Championship.
Just let R-Truth win it.
Yeah, it might be time.
I like Punk giving up the Sean the Truth. I thought that was nice.
It's sort of them letting R-Truth get back into the picture as far as what's going on. So, I'm glad that they did that. Next up, we got to see Randy Orton going up against Kofi Kingston. A lot of aggression from Randy Orton, upset about not winning at Battleground. End up getting the victory. Showed a vicious side, taking Kofi Kingston to the outside, throwing him into the barricade, delivering a DDT, and then tossing him in the ring, delivering an RKO to pick up the victory. What did you guys think about the matchup?
I'm not big on either guy, honestly. Not a big fan of
I was about to
Kofi.
say, this is
Not a
two
big
least
fan of
favorite
Orton.
guys going at each other.
Yeah.
Doug had to love this match.
Yeah.
Rapex Predator versus the fake Muay Thai.
So, Randy Orton ends up getting the victory, but
Fake Jamaican.
yeah,
Playing more to my point from earlier.
but they dropped that. And he's
Yeah. Well, that's like saying, that's like counting Mark Henry as one of the non-racist gimmicks now. Yeah, he's not a racist gimmick now, but he was in the fucking Nation of Domination. He was he was also sexual chocolate. Come on, guys.
Owen Hart was in the Nation of Domination too. All right. So, but after the matchup, Daniel Bryan decided to come out and attack Randy Orton. And, I really liked this. They had to be pulled apart. They couldn't be held apart from one another, just attacking. I felt, right before Daniel Bryan made his appearance, I was like, man, they need to have some sort of, pull away, some sort of, something to refuel this feud. And I felt like they did a good job at that. Would you guys agree?
I do.
Yeah? How about you, Tyler?
I do.
Okay. So, by the power invested in me, since we have two IDs, we will move on into the next topic.
I was like, you want to kiss me?
What?
Because you said I do. You may now kiss you get it?
Two
My
IDs.
nose? I
Yeah.
know. Oh.
So next up, we got to see Alberto Del Rio going up against a mystery opponent. He had asked Vicky Guerrero, tried to, hit on her and give her a kiss on the cheek and wrap his scarf around her neck and all that. Put the moves on her, saying, I know you'll do the right thing and give me a good opponent. And so she chose Ricardo Rodriguez to go up against him. And as soon as the matchup started, Vicky Guerrero said, "Oh, wait, I forgot to tell you, I've picked your opponent for Hell in a Cell, and it's John Cena." And as soon as that was announced, Ricardo tried to do a roll-up and ended up getting the pin 1, 2, 3. So he celebrated, then was vicious.
Just like that nasty bump on the table.
Yeah.
They didn't even move the monitors for him. They're just like,
joke. Boom, down.
Poor bastard.
I
Just
know.
took it.
And a vicious attack to Ricardo from Del Rio, using the chair to injure his arm and put him in the arm bar.
I'm pretty sure that they're not going to do anything where, like, Ricardo's RVD or whoever he's helping, he's going to swerve for Del Rio.
I think we're past the point now because
Yeah.
he's beat the show or Ricardo too many times.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
Or maybe he's just beating that love back into him. I don't know.
I actually love
You
him.
will like this. So, but yeah, so John Cena's announced as the number one contender for the World Heavyweight Championship. A man who's been out of action for the past few months is now the number one contender.
At least, I don't know. At least he's
In all fairness, can you come up with a better person?
Nope.
do it.
And that's the sad thing. They
Sure.
have no one built for the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah, that's bad. But at least he's not going back for the WWE title. I mean, even though
Yeah.
I would like to see Daniel Bryan again, I guess John Cena or whatever, let Daniel Bryan be in that scene.
Yeah.
I guess John Cena be on the other side or whatever. And plus, it's been a while since we've seen what John Cena and Del Rio.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Okay, but he is going to be returning from a torn triceps injury. I think that's what it was.
He's right. I think I don't know if they guilted him or what. They were scared about the ratings and the buy rates, and they said, "Come on, man, you can come back." And he was like, "He's just such a company guy that he'll do it."
Yeah.
But that motherfucker.
This is a 4 to 6 month injury. He's coming back in like 2 to 3. This is like he's not supposed to be back until January.
That's not good.
It's October.
I fear for his long-term health.
Yeah, this is very unwise to do.
Very.
It's way too soon, regardless on whether he was, quote, cleared or not, which he made the announcement that he was.
Well, of course. Yes.
Yeah. So, it's just, I really hope that this was kind of just Vicky trying to throw him off a bit. But, I mean, if they're having him go on the Today Show going, yeah, I'm cleared to compete. I'm ready for this. And, like, what are they thinking? Like, I know that they want buy rates to go up, but
But it's not so much that they did it this one time. I mean, they always rush him back from injury.
Yeah.
They always do. This dude's not going to be able to fucking walk under his own power in like 15 years. Like what the fuck?
Yeah.
This is
You think he's gonna be like Hogan? Like
I think
his body wise?
his career, body wise, his trajectory is to be like Hogan. Fuck, he may be worse than Hogan because Hogan didn't take half the bumps that Cena would take.
And didn't wrestle as often.
He wrestled 400 days a year.
He'll be Hogan or Flair. He'll be like Hogan or Flair.
Did you see Hogan on a wrecking ball?
400 days a year, brother. Can you wrestle 400 days a year?
I can't. I don't think that's possible for me to do. So
He did it, brother. And Andre was 10 feet tall.
It gets to a point
slammed
where
him.
it's gonna hurt just to do this.
Yeah. So
Actually, see me.
I hope that they can make some sort of adjustment because
I'd like to say that I also don't hate Hogan as much as everyone else does.
yeah.
I grew up a Hulkamaniac.
He's made some mistakes the past few years,
Yeah.
but
Still a little Hulkamaniac at heart. I'm not gonna
Made
front.
some
brother.
video. He got in a fight with a boat twice.
Yeah.
And lost.
Stay off boats. Hulk Hogan.
Stay away from boats or boating. So
Stay away from women. Stay away from boats.
and
Don't be with women if they have a video camera out.
yeah. And I did see one comment that one person said that this match would make sense to give Cena more time off. Like as soon as the bell rings, have Del Rio go straight for the arm because we know that his specialty, his submission,
I would think
is
he
an
would.
armbar.
I would think he would because it seems like Del Rio is.
Yeah.
He's one of the guys, or the only one that we've seen that targets.
Yeah.
You could even pass it off to Sandow that way.
Mm-hmm.
You could get heat. You could get heat on Del Rio and Sandow that way. Like have Del Rio work the fucking arm the whole match. Have Cena eke it out, and then I just have Sandow cash on him. Like Del Rio would have heat from working that fucking hurt arm so much, and then Sandow can be the chicken shit that takes advantage, even if Cena.
Who beat John Cena for the title?
Right, and he could rub that in for
Yeah.
however long.
That would be a big rub for him too.
Yeah, I mean they could both benefit from it. Yeah, I could see that happening, and then he could sit out. They could sit him out for a few more months. Let him
Let him
fine.
come back in January. So if he comes back,
back at the Rumble. I don't know.
just make it short. Don't
Who's
be
gonna be
back
the
full time.
surprise 30th entry? Do, 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 do.
So there you go. Next matchup, we got to see Zack Ryder going up against Fandango. And I saw that someone posted a comment that says, once Zack Ryder hits the broski boot, the match is about to end. And I saw that, quite a few number of weeks ago. And I've been paying attention to his matches. And sure enough, once he hits that broski boot, the ending is not too far off. So it's something fun to look at.
How could you remember? When's the last time he was on TV?
Well, it was here.
I got jokes. They're bad, but they're jokes.
Okay. But yeah, so
Not Aber bad, but still.
so Fandango ends up getting the victory over Zack Ryder shortly after he hit the broski boot. Next up, we got to see a replay of Battleground, the Real Americans, and going up against Santino Marella and Kofi and Great Khali.
Hey, you did a good job of doing that big swing for the pay-per-view. Can you do it again to Khali?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I know that we made people pay to watch this and that we could hype it up, later down the road. But let's give it away for free the very next night.
And then
sure.
And it's so funny what Richard said the night before when he was doing the Hornswoggle.
Yes. And
I love it how he act like he couldn't do it.
Yeah. Oh,
And
he's
he did
too
a big
heavy.
fake. I was like,
I really kind of wish that Santino didn't interrupt it. That's just me, though.
Just see how far they'd let him go.
I know some people are shitting on this, but I had no problems with this little mini feud between them.
Yeah.
I thought
It was
all
good.
fun.
Good stuff. So, so the Real Americans, just like they did the night before, got the victory. Next up, we got to see Miz TV with your host, Miz, with
the greatest
guest of all time, The Miz. Lawler's falling apart on us. He started to talk very briefly, and then he was cut off by the Wyatt family. The lights turn on. Bray is sitting in his chair, but Luke Harper and Eric Rowan are in the ring, and Miz.
That's a role I would not mind the Miz in, like a lobotomized follower of the Wyatt family, just like.
So, just don't give him the mic. Don't have him wrestle. Just have him there. He is able to escape, yes, and hightail it out of there. But
he better follow the buzzards.
But Bray Wyatt, kept his hands on Rowan and Harper to look back upside down.
Oh, that hurts doing that shit.
So next up we got to see the main event of the evening, the Shield going up against Cody Rhodes, Daniel Bryan, and Goldust. This matchup originally ended in a disqualification after the Shield introduced a chair, but Triple H was ringside, restarted it, saying, "Hell no, that's not what we're doing. No disqualification."
Hell no.
And
doing what's best for business.
And the Shield ended up picking up the victory. So what did you guys think about this?
I was fine with it except for the finish. I guess we're left to believe that Vince reinstated Show. I guess maybe is that what we're taking away from this? Like Vince is going to be behind Show being back.
That could be the only possible answer, because when was the last time a fired wrestler came out with their entrance theme? Not only did they come out with their entrance theme, they came out through the ramp, through the entrance curtain down the ramp. If you're fired, you come in through the crowd, something like that.
Or was it Linda
McMahon, Shane McMahon, someone like that. But just that threw me out of it. Like, I was excited to see him finally get to knock out Triple H and all that. That was good. But that one little part where it's like, oh, he's fired. What is he doing here? I'm like, he came in through the entrance ramp.
I snuck back in. I went to the trucks back there and told them to play my music, and I just walked out.
Are you gonna tell Big Show now? No, the punch was nice and cathartic for the crowd. It's great to see a guy that's, always put so far above everyone else get knocked out like that. But it felt weird. It feels like Bryan's the guy to give Triple H's come up.
I thought at the end that he was right there. He was about to put him in the yes lock. I thought he was gonna do that.
The way you were motioning, I thought you were gonna be and that I thought he was gonna teabag him, which he did pretty much teabag him. But
Yes.
Like the Halo teabag.
Yep. There you go. So that's how we closed out Raw. Pretty
how fucking over were the was Goldust and Dustin?
Very.
Definitely.
The crowd came
for
out for that one. So very good stuff. We do have some hot topic news that pertains to Raw.
I say Goldust and Dustin. That's the same
may
person
have.
twice.
I think so.
I meant Cody and Goldust.
Yeah. So, but the hot topics during Raw, Shawn Michaels was named the special guest referee during Raw.
We didn't say nothing about the people they picked.
Yeah, they picked Booker T, Bob Backlund, and Shawn Michaels.
I missed the Bob Backlund speech. What did he say?
Oh,
Just yelled a bunch of crazy shit.
Yeah.
I've been real good and I've been real bad, and I know that I don't call it that. I call it heck, and I don't say hell. And I've been good and I've been bad, and I don't care which one they are. Now I'm gonna support the winner. I was just sitting there cracking up.
Yeah.
I was like, my God, they gave him a live
Bob
mic.
Backlund.
Yeah, exactly. He got 37%.
He beat
something
Booker T.
that. Yeah, Booker T only got like
HBK, listen. HBK, if you're listening, and I know you're not, but maybe somehow I'll get back to you. If you're going to do the Izzle thing, you don't just replace any word with a shizzle. That's not how it works. You take the letter of you take the first letter of the word you're going to say and you add the Izzle, or you put the Izzle in the middle of the word. You don't just say shizzle in the place of any fucking word. That's not how it works, dude. Someone tell him that, please.
Well, what did he say? Like HB shizzle?
HB shizzle. I was like, what the fuck?
It'd be HB kizzle.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's not how it works. God damn. Bunch of old dudes thinking they're hip.
Well, at least he trimmed some
The
of the beard.
heartbreak
So.
kizzle.
Yeah, that would have worked.
That would have been fine. That's not how it works, Sean. Come on.
So Shawn Michaels, your special guest referee between Daniel Bryan and Randy Orton in Hell in a Cell. The other hot topic news that we have, Rob Van Dam is going to be taking some time off as part of his contract. So, enjoy the rest. Why not? Now it's time to move into the Q&A portion of the show. Your questions, our answers. First question coming to us from Thomas. Drop it low, son.
He's pointing at me. Drop it low, son. Drop it low, son.
Saying, I recently went back and rewatched The Avengers, and as we have been studying it intently for media studies, it's a good subject. So I thought I'd ask, if you were facing the Chitauri, is that how you...
I think it's Centauri, right?
Centauri? Chitauri?
Centauri? I don't know.
Anyways.
Whatever.
The aliens. If you could pick one Avenger from the film to fight on your side, who would you pick and why? I personally would go for Thor, and as he's had the most experience dealing with them, and even if I can't lift Mjolnir, yes, I knew the name all along, he can. So which of the Avengers?
I'm going to take it. We're a group, and we're going to look for someone. We're picking one Avenger to join our team. Like us. It's us three. We're battling it out, and we need one Avenger where we can pick one Avenger off the movie to join our team, right? That's how we're going to answer, right?
Okay.
It's
sure.
us, and we get one Avenger. Now, to
WNS
me,
podcast crew plus one Avenger.
see, to me, only three people make sense. I think we can rule out.
Black Widow. Yeah.
I think we can rule out Hawkeye. I think we can rule out Black Widow.
Son of a bitch.
And I think we rule out Iron Man as well.
What about Nick Fury?
We're not counting Nick Fury.
Okay.
We can if you want. We'll rule him out too, though. Look, if we knew the invasion was coming and we had time to plan, then it would make sense to take Tony Stark. He could probably invent or craft some weapons to even the odds. But I don't think they knew it was coming. They're just like, oh fuck, there's a portal with shit coming in. Let's go fight. So we're gonna rule out. I personally would rule out Tony Stark because I think his best.
Oh shit, there's a hole.
I think his best use is if we're planning far ahead and he can invent some weapons to even the odds. So
Iron Man
I
3.
rule out Iron Man.
Still haven't seen that one, by the way.
So I think we either got to go with Cap because he's a strategist, or we got to go with Hulk or Thor for the power. So we are both stupid and weak, the three of us. So we are stupid and weak. So is it more important that we have a strategist?
Hey, I'm strong. I can do the worm.
I'm somewhat smart. Damn.
No, we're dumb. We're dumb and we're weak. Is it more important that we have a strategist?
We are
or is
puny
it more,
humans.
Or is it more important that we have some muscle and maybe some...
Thor.
You're going with Thor?
Yeah.
I think Hulk is a logical pick. I mean, is not out of the question to pick Hulk. Okay, you're going to go Thor or Cap. I think that's the real
Thor.
two. Hey, Bear?
Captain America.
See, now I was hoping you guys would make it easy on me.
But see, the thing is, for me,
He doesn't have the strength of Thor and Hulk, but he does have beyond. Does he have
has
beyond
super-
regular human strength?
Yes,
though?
he does.
And he
and
is
he can
pretty
get
smart.
shot, and that'd be it. But as far as Thor, whenever he just stood on the Empire State Building, sat there with his hammer in the sky, and just started shooting lightning bolts at everybody, I think that would just kind of, take care of itself.
Sure, but he's not... But sure, but he can't take... If, say, the armies just kept coming and the floodgates were open, he's not necessarily, invincible.
He'd at least slow him down.
So
Well, okay, with the super soldier serum, he's not
Whoa.
invincible.
Hang on a second. So you're telling me it's just going to be
us three...
us three and of one
Avenger.
Avenger
Right.
versus an entire army?
Yes.
Well, we're just going to die, so it's irrelevant who we pick.
Yeah, so how you want to go? No, oh no, don't be a little bitch. Don't be a little bitch. That's like saying, the apocalypse is coming for sure. We're certain of it. The world's going to end. Are you just going to be like, okay, let's let it happen, or be like, yo, bitch, let's do something. Let's try and do something about it.
Let's call Wolverine.
Ooh.
No, fuck y'all. We're gonna say we're gonna do something about it. Y'all are those fucking shades of gray baby faces that everyone seems all the fucking rage about these days. Fuck y'all. We're gonna do something about it. God damn it. We're picking an Avenger and we're fighting to the death.
Okay.
Shit.
I pick Hulk.
You can't. You just picked Cap.
I'm done with Captain America. Let's go with Hulk.
What if he's not angry that day?
Oh shit, we gotta make him angry. Kick him in the nuts.
I'm thinking.
And then he breaks you in half.
I'm gonna run.
So, well, Cap. I think it's either Cap or Thor.
Thor. I vote Thor.
Yeah, I mean, Cap's a great strategist, but like we couldn't like outplay any of his strategies, to be honest.
I don't know if I could throw a shield.
We couldn't execute that.
If he's like, Daniel, I need you to run across that street, like, and then jog for half a mile to get that detonator.
Then briskly walk back.
Then
Yeah.
I'd be like, we're just gonna die. I mean, just grab a chair.
Also,
Let's enjoy
I
the
can't
view.
throw a shield. I can't throw it.
That's why you don't have to. That's
Imagine
why
Tyler trying to throw it. And it just like goes like 10 feet.
he doesn't have the technique. Fine, we're going. Fine, yeah. We can't execute. Yeah, we can't execute Cap's plans. I'm gonna second Thor. We're taking Thor.
We're just banking on Thor to take care of everything. So
Try to take as many out as you can.
So
Like, you weak mortals. Look at this thunder and lightning.
there you go. So hope you guys are wearing rubber soles because we're about to yeah, we're about to light up this bitch. So final question coming to us from John David Guerra saying, what do you guys think the WWE needs to do in order to stop some audiences from trolling matches? The chanting of boring, random wrestlers and announcer names, wrestlers, real or old gimmicks is something I've noticed that has been happening a lot lately. I don't like it and find it obnoxious. It is.
I agree.
Is it something present day WWE will just have to deal with? I look forward to hearing your thoughts.
I kind of feel like it's something that WWE has to deal with. And I don't know
Blame
if
the
they can-
crowd after WrestleMania for the past 2 or 3 years.
Yeah. What was it, 2 weeks ago? Last week when I said that, I felt like through the half of the show they kept on chanting
boring. And anytime Orton's in the ring, they chant Randy Savage.
I can't
knock
think of
it off.
anything unless
Don't get a Jerry chant going.
Unless whoever's in the ring at the time does something to shut them up. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. It's time for the ECW and what chants to end.
You need to shut the fuck up.
You know,
I think it's tricky because I don't know how you handle it.
That's
I
weird.
think it may just be something you have to deal with because if you acknowledge it,
They're gonna keep on doing more shit.
They win and they keep.
They're gonna do it anyway. I mean,
And if you don't acknowledge it, I mean, then they just keep doing it anyway. I think.
unless you don't know what it is, but give them what what they enjoy, and then they shut the fuck up.
Well, when they don't acknowledge it and then they just act like business is normal, everyone then does they're so oblivious. They're just acting like nothing. They're just acting like 100. They're just acting like 10,000 people aren't chanting something completely irrelevant. How oblivious are they? King just said, "Oh, blah blah blah," the opposite of what's happening. So you have to deal with that bullshit. And then if you acknowledge it, then they win anyway.
Where's the "We Want Ryder" chants?
I don't know, man.
They gave up on that kid. That's what it is.
Where's all the Ziggler love? Fuck.
Yeah. So.
I don't know, but
Whatever.
yeah, it's just tricky.
Fair weather
situation.
fans. I don't know. I think you do. I think it's a sign of the times. I think it sucks, and I think it's unfortunate,
It's
and I
something they
hate
gotta
it.
put up with.
It's people trying to take over the show. They want to be like, "Oh, did you hear how awesome we were?" Like, it's not about you.
If you can find a way to say, "Hey, fuckers, you're not part of the show. You're attending the show." If you can find a way to say that, if you can find a way to make that distinction,
Have Justin Roberts do that.
then you can
before
do
every
it.
Have some electricity device underneath their chair. And shock the fuck. Nah, shock. That's not legal.
No, it's not legal at all.
Sorry.
So there you go. So I don't know. Just
John, I'm with you, buddy. You've heard us.
We're all with you on that one.
Oh, we hate that as well.
So, and we had to deal with that at the 20th anniversary of Raw, and
Ooh, like the sitting
Daniel and
literally
Doug
right
almost
next.
beat the shit out of.
so I hate that I had to yell in front of so many people, but that guy was annoying. So There you go. Thanks for the questions. We do appreciate it.
Hey, we should pimp John.
Definitely.
Did we pimp John?
No, we have not.
Hey guys, look. John has a comic. It's called Nightmare Pro Wrestling. You can go to nightmareprowrestling.com and go check it out. Go buy some comics.
Good stuff.
Yeah, it's good. Like, number one, it's good. We're not going to pimp it if it's not good. Number two, John's a good guy, and it's cool that to support good people doing good stuff. So go do that. And third, man, he just had a beautiful baby with his wife, and kids aren't fucking cheap. Like, they're like super expensive. Like, even if you have a puppy and you're like take care of your puppy like really well, like get it all shots and shit, it's even more expensive than that. So
diapers and formula.
Yeah, you should go buy some comics. Like, even I know we kind of skew like all over the place with listeners. Like, kids in high school who think that they're not fucking expensive, who are probably the most expensive because you have to like buy them cars and shit. They're more expensive than you. Go buy some goddamn comics.
Yeah, there you go. And it's also got some pretty cool prints on there as well.
Oh yeah.
So you can also find them on Facebook, Nightmare Pro Wrestling. So good stuff. Don't forget
us.
Don't forget us as well.
If you disagree with Roach, whatever numbers come after that, then step up and have your voice heard, because we need you to make up for his 1-star rating.
There you go. And also, if you would like if you would like a customized championship belt, check out our friend Eric Kanichi. God! Motherfucker! Konechny!
Come on,
Eric Konechny of AsteroidBeltCompany.com.
We even did the Konechny over the weekend when Brian hit the knee. We're like, Konechny!
Yeah. And I've been doing it. I've been saying it. I'm like, there's the Konechny.
The Kenichi.
Son of a bitch.
It's not Kenichi, dude.
It is not Kenichi.
Kenichi sounds like really close to Kalachi, which is also not the proper pronunciation.
Got Asteroid Belt Company.
Hey, we fuck up everybody's name. For how long do we call John?
Yeah, we said John David Guerrero for the longest time.
Oh, God.
Sorry,
Dudes,
John.
we're so sorry, guys.
Sorry, John.
So,
Oh, man.
I'll get it right one day, I swear. Any other time of the day, I would have said it right.
We mess everyone's name.
That's what I get.
Sorry.
That's what I get for trying to be nice and plug. So, yeah. So there you go. Thanks for the questions. Submit your questions. Hit up our Facebook page, WNS Podcast, our YouTube page, WNS Video. You can check us out on WrestlingNewsSource.com, WrestlingNewsSource.com on Facebook. You can subscribe to us on iTunes. I know they'll update it one day.
One day.
Wrestling News Source Podcast.
You can still go ahead and give us a rating.
Yeah, we would appreciate that.
We are also on Twitter at WNS Podcast, and for the main site, WN Source.
We're also on Stitcher. Seriously, call to arms for all the listeners who do enjoy us but have yet to leave us a review. We need you guys to combat like the negative reviews that we get. So please take a second of your day and get that done for us. We would appreciate it.
Critique us.
There you go. For the podcast crew, I am Dane O'Haron.
I'm Tyler Abear.
I'm Doug.
And we will catch you all next week. Konechny.